Hello and welcome to my review of the Necrons Convergence of Dominion. One of these sets will set you back £35. It is a fortification unit for the Necrons, much like the Hammer 4 bunker. It's the same price as the Hammer 4 bunker. If you're on the fence about which to get model-wise, I'd go for the Hammer 4 bunker. There's just many more parts. It's more fun to build. This kit is 2 sprues. Essentially, it's 1 sprue duplicated. So that's quite pricey, £35 for technically 1 sprue. I can't really think of much more they could have done with this. I would have preferred a plastic pylon. It's very Necronish, rather than these kind of door stops. I mean, if you laid this one down, you could probably put it as a door stop under your door. But yeah, they're very easy, basic models to put together and to get rid of the mold lines and things. You'll build them extremely quickly. Yeah, the box is, I wouldn't say the box is misleading, but you just get 2 sprues in there, as I said. Looking at the rear of the box, which we did in the unboxing, you can see that you get these 3 Convergence of Dominion pylon type things. If you were to get another box set, then yeah, they're going to look exactly the same. Obviously, there's no different options. They're not push to fit miniatures, but you will need glue, and they're in kind of 3 different stages of decay. You've got this one, which is hardly damaged at all. Still not sure what to colour these in. They've gone for like a metallic type of very light blue. It looks extremely airbrushed. I mean, yeah, of course it looks amazing, but you know, with a paintbrush, you're going to be, yeah, it's going to be tricky to get that kind of effect. And I'll tell you what, they are going to be difficult to paint. What I would probably suggest you do is spray them silver or metallic, so that you can get into there, and then work on the metallic items and the details, and then paint the rock pieces themselves. They've got a little bit of a scenic base. They haven't actually got like rounded bases, but they've got something to at least stand on. And the thing is each one of these bases consist of a fair amount of chunks of pieces off them. This one, in fact, I'd go as far to say is there's more pieces on the base than there is that it's broken. But there you go. Then you've got this one, of which you've got these optional kind of broken off pieces. They go on each side. So yeah, you've got a little bit of the top piece covered, and more cracks and large chunks taken off, and the base again has a load of pieces there. And then finally, this piece is, yeah, almost naked from the kind of shins up, I want to call it. You can see it in all of its glory. This Necron model, I will be spraying these in the Rune Lord brass colour, just because that's the metallic colour that I want to go for, so it matches the rest of the army. But I'm not sure what stone colour I'm going to go for. Yeah, interesting. I'll have a think about that. But the only issue I have is, of course, with the mould lines and the join lines. There are a fair amount of join lines when you put both of these together. They're big slabs of plastic, and you may well have issues running into them. So just to give you that insight. Spare parts, there is only 1 spare part, and it's right here. It's just this little knob. Okay, I don't know, it's some kind of pylon, anti-grav type. It looks very similar to what you've got on the wraiths, on anything that hovers really, on the Ophidian destroyers. But this one would normally go in there, and obviously because it's a double sprue, you're going to get 2 of them already contain them, but one of them doesn't. You have to plug it in, and yeah, that means that you've got 1 spare. Not really sure what you could use that for. Maybe you could put it on another bit of scenery, or on a base maybe, just laying down, but I'd cut off that plug bit. I don't know, you just get that spare part. Okay then, size-wise, let's go for some quite large models. Firstly, we've got the Canoptech Reanimator. The Convergence of Dominion is taller than one of those. Comparing them to one of the tallest models in the new force, which is the Doomstalker. That's a tricky one. I would probably say that the Convergence is, I'd say that they are the same height. From the very top of that weapon, the cabling, to the Convergence, I'd say they're about the same height there as a Doomstalker, which is fine. Comparing them to a normal Necron Warrior, which I have right here, that's where they're going to come up to on them. So they're, yeah, quite large, I guess. But yeah, comparing them to the Silent King, of course, which is right here. Silent King is taller than them by a fair amount. So hopefully those size comparisons give you an idea of just how big these pillars are. And the final size comparison I always like to make is just with the Imperial model. So here we have the Legacy Space Marine on the left, Slime Marbo in the middle, and then a Primaris on the right. These things are going to stand quite tall compared to many things on the board, and they're going to be a bit of a target. Okay, you've now reached my part of the review where I will go through all the rules for the Convergence of Dominion. You'll find them on the very last page of the unit profiles of your brand new Necrons Codex. They are a power points cost of a 6 and a points cost of 120 for the whole unit. So yeah, quite pricey, 120 points. That's a fair chunk of your force. You know, at 1,000 points, that's a tenth of the army. At 2,000, 1/20th of your army. But still, let's go through their stat line then. It's affected by how many wounds they have. So if they've got 6+ wounds remaining, their ballistic skill is 3+, the strength is 6, toughness is 8, and 10 wounds, and the save is a 3+. When they've got between 3 and 5 wounds remaining, their ballistic skill is 4+, their strength is 6, and their toughness is 8, and their save is 3+. And then finally, when they've got between 1 and 2 wounds remaining, their ballistic skill is 5+, strength 6, toughness 8, and save of 3+. As you can see, they start off with 10 wounds, and their ballistic skill gets worse with the number of wounds that they have been inflicted by. Every model is equipped with a transdimensional abductor. It's a 12-inch range, assault D3, strength 4, AP -3, and damage of 3. So if you're going up against these things, don't get too close. Because although they can't move, they do have that 12-inch range. And it's not so much the strength, it's the arm penetration. AP -3 can be horrific, especially with the damage of 3. A bit like flamers, I guess, like a flamer with a high armor penetration. Abilities: Living Metal, Command Protocols, Convergence of Dominion. When this unit is first set up on the battlefield, its models do not have to be set up in unit coherency. Instead, each model must be set up wholly within 12 inches of one other model from this unit. From that point on, each model in this unit is treated as a separate unit. There you go. So that's quite nice. So you've got one model 12 inches from another, and then the other 12 inches again. So technically you could say that the first one can be, if they're in a line, 24 inches away from the last one. That means that you're having these big 24-inch bubbles, you know, 12-inch that way, 12-inch around each one, 12-inch there, 12-inch there, and then effects with their AP -3 weapons. So that's could be quite a big chunk of the battlefield. Dominion Protocols. It's an aura. While a friendly Dynasty Core unit is within 6 inches of this model, add 2 to the leadership characteristic of models in that unit. That's quite nice. They have to be within 6 inches of it though, which if you space them out is a possibility. Dynastic Command Node. While a command protocol is active for your army, friendly units with the command protocol's ability that are within 6 inches of this model benefit from the selected directive of the active command protocol. Translocation Protocols. While there are any Star Steel units from your army on the battlefield, Cryptek units in your army can attempt the following action as described in the 40k core book. Activate Translocation Protocols. Action. At the end of your movement phase, one friendly Cryptek unit from your army that is within 3 inches of any friendly Star Steel units can start to perform this action. This action is completed at the end of your turn. Once completed, select one of those Star Steel units and remove it from the battlefield. In the reinforcement step of your next movement phase, set that Star Steel unit back up on the battlefield anywhere that is more than 9 inches away from any enemy models. If the battle ends and that Star Steel unit is not on the battlefield, it is destroyed. So there you go. You can move them with the help of a Cryptek. You get a Cryptek nearby one of these, and you'll be able to move these around the battlefield. They've got to be more than 9 inches away, which is still fine because their weapons are a range of 12 inches. So you could have a few cryptex around, translocating these pillars. Keywords: Necrons, building, vehicle, Starsteel, Convergence of Dominion. So there you go. That is my review of the Convergence Dominion. I think they're an interesting looking unit, fortification, building, scenery type of piece thing. As I said before, I would have preferred a Necron pylon, a plastic one. It seems odd that the Games Workshop have just created a brand new unit, a brand new model, as opposed to just tweaking an existing one. Necrons have been known for their pylons before, and it would have been a great opportunity to create some kind of pylon thing to go up against the Hammer 4 bunker with its crazy rocket launcher thing, with its crazy rocket launcher. Maybe next time, maybe Forge World will do it, who knows, but would have been a great opportunity to have a pylon as well as these Convergence of Dominions, these pillars. What do you guys think, though, of this scenery and the unit itself? Will you be taking one? Please do put it in the comments below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Silent King protects.